So today we got Disney's She-Hulk, and it was good. It wasn't great. I was expecting it to be so good that the internet was just going to collapse when the episode started. It was okay. It was very, very, very okay, and that's cool because I know that they're setting up a story. We got some interesting things. It starts after she becomes She-Hulk, and she winds back and gives us, this is how it happens. She gives us her origin story. She's already in a position where she's defending superpowered people. So it's kind of cool. Most of the stuff that we've seen in the trailers, except for the special guest appearances by different people, most of the stuff we've seen in the trailers happens in the first episode. So that leads me to believe that we haven't really seen anything yet, because there's several episodes to go and they haven't done anything yet. They haven't shown us anything yet. We get a Hulk on Hulk fight, which was kind of cool. She learns the thunderclap, and it's really a round of applause when she does it, because she's just not like bam and like shocking everything. She's like pop, 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 which was kind of funny because she was entertained by that. But we had a Hulk on Hulk fight, which you gotta expect that was going to happen. They talk about the starship that came, the alien ship that made the Jeep tumble. So they talked about that, and that was kind of cool. He knows who it is, and he says he's going to have to address it. So I think that that's a tilt towards World War Hulk. If you're not familiar with World War Hulk, the Illuminati, basically, a group of superpowered people from Earth decided the Hulk is too dangerous to keep on Earth. They don't want to give him finger across the throat because he's their buddy. They don't want to kill him, they just want to get rid of him. So they put him on a ship and they rocket him on to space. He becomes conscious, because he's unconscious, he becomes conscious. He bangs up the ship and it goes in the wrong direction. So he goes somewhere where they didn't intend for him to go. He goes there, he wakes up, becomes a slave. The Hulk is a slave, right? Becomes a slave. Eventually, he overthrows his slave masters and he finds love. And his love is killed. And he believes it's due to the superpowered community of Earth. He thinks that they did it. So he comes back more angry than he's ever been. And his anger fuels his strength. So he's the strongest version of the Hulk that they've encountered. He beats up pretty much everybody and decides he's going to take over the world. And other things happen. But he definitely wants to punish the heroes that were responsible for his wife's death. So it's the Hulk, basically, versus everybody. And it's the strongest version of the Hulk ever versus everybody. So it was pretty good. And he kept Banner's intellect. He was still smart. So it was basically Smart Hulk, stronger than Savage Hulk, and he just went to town on everybody. So I think they're building up towards that, because he says he's got to deal with that. And that's going to bring him back into space. And that could put him back on Sakaar, which is where all of that happened. So that's very interesting. So that little bit leads to a lot. She-Hulk, I like where it's going. I like the idea of setting up for some new stuff. I can't wait to see what's going on with Daredevil. That ought to be interesting. It's they have a little funny montage where he's trying to teach her, Banner is trying to teach her, She-Hulk, how to use her Hulk powers, and she's better at it than him. She's a woman, and she's had to deal with things that men don't normally deal with. So she explains to him, I'm angry all the time, man. People catcalling me and, whistling at me and trying to mansplain stuff all of the time. I'm always angry, but I've always controlled it. It's just normal. And she's better at being Hulk than he is, like right off the bat. So that's kind of interesting, which kind of makes sense because in the comic book, she was the Hulk and herself almost all the time. Even when she became the Hulk, she still had her own mentality. So she was light years ahead of him before he becomes Smart Hulk. So they're kind of following the comic book on that, and I like it. Not a whole, even though it was a Hulk on Hulk fight, not a whole lot of action, not a whole lot going on, even though they're leading towards some stuff. So I would give this episode of Hulk so far, She-Hulk, comma, Attorney at Law, I would give this episode so far 7 bags of popcorn. 7 bags of popcorn. I'm sure it's going to mature into a larger number, but right now, 7 bags of popcorn. And that's what I think about that. More importantly, what do you think about that? Now that you've seen the video, let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn passport. Get your popcorn passport.